Hello, my dudes. Meant to post a video yesterday. Sorry for the day delay. So I am outside of my room for once. I do actually get to see sunlight once in a while. So yeah, I decided that today's topic, I would talk a bit more about myself and education. I'm getting a bachelor's of fine arts in ceramics. This is the art building right there. I just finished a lecture. I have some time between my classes. So I wanted to talk about education and good students versus bad students, good study habits versus bad study habits, because I've been both. I actually almost failed out of high school for not doing work, for being truant. I hated high school. I really did. It was better than junior high, but I hated it. And I had a lot of teachers tell me that, I wasn't going to make it. I'm never going to be a good student. There's no real point in me getting a higher education, which is a shitty thing for teachers to say. Like, when I was learning how to read, I actually didn't learn how to read until I was 9 or 10 years old, just because I didn't get it. I finally had one teacher really sit me down and talk me through it, and then I got it. But I remember going to the library and trying to rent a Goosebumps book, and the librarian telling me that, why don't you put that back for a kid who can actually read, which is so dumb. So yeah, I went from being a really bad student to, I tried college right outside of high school, didn't take it seriously. I just wanted to do my own thing, it's school. You can't just do whatever you want. So I stopped and I went into the workforce for 10 years before going back to school. So that brings me to now. I am an honor roll student, and I'm here at NIU on scholarship. There's a bit of a change. So, few things. How did that change happen? Well, one, I'm paying for school now, so I respect my money and my time more. Two, I'm more mature. I think there's nothing wrong with people taking a bit of time between college and high school to figure out who they are, what they really want to do. I think we put way too much pressure on 18-year-olds to know what they want to do for the rest of their life, because that's not really realistic. So, and the other thing is, my best friend, Amy, gave me some solid advice when I was going back to college, because I was really nervous, and I was I was bullied for being dumb, I was bullied for being fat, so I just had bad experiences with school my whole life. And she stopped and she looked at me and she said, "Abby, even dumb people go to college, even idiots go to college and graduate." And I was like, okay, well, fair. And a college degree opens a lot of doors. Now, for me, it's always been risk versus reward. I was able to do the work I was doing for that 10-year period without a degree. I didn't need to know math. I didn't need to have any kind of bachelor's degree or anything like that. However, I knew that if I wanted to progress either in that career or any career, I would need a degree. I also know if, one of my goals is to become a homeowner someday. Well, if I want to become a homeowner, I'm much more likely to get a better loan or a better deal or a better mortgage if I have a college degree, because it makes me seem like less of a risky investment for the bank. So all of those are things to consider. That being said, trade school is an incredibly viable option. I highly recommend that to anyone. I ended up going to floral school when I was younger. That was my trade school program. I got 2 certificates in floral design, and I ended up working for some of the best companies in Chicago, and still have great friends who work in the industry. Now, as far as going back to study practices, so one thing, bits of advice, I guess. Ask questions in your class. Even if you feel like, oh, this is so stupid, everyone else seems to have understood it, why don't I get it? Just ask the question anyway. Or, wait after class a few minutes if you can and pull your professor aside and be like, hey, that point you were making, I'm not totally clear on it. Do you mind clarifying it? Do you mind like walking me through it again? Don't just ask questions for the sake of asking questions. So if you're like learning about Egyptian revivalism, don't be like, oh, is that because they liked Egypt? Well, duh. Don't waste people's time. 2, I guess, be on good terms with your professors. Now, that being said, not every professor is going to love you. I've had a lot who really don't like me, but I've had a lot of professors who I've become very good friends with as well. So, stay on good terms. Contact them. Send them an email. Like, even if it's like, hey, I can't make it to class, where can I get the notes? Don't just be like, I'm not going to make it. Like, follow up. Be like, I care about this class. How do I get the notes? Even if it's a class you hate. Follow up. 3, use your resources. Almost every single campus in the country offers some form of free resources, whether that be study halls. My favorite is the Writing Center. I have my associate's degree in English. I'm getting a BFA now, as I mentioned. So, go to the Writing Center, go to the math lab, talk to people, get a tutor. There's a lot of schools that offer free tutoring. I know it could seem like a time investment, it could seem frustrating, but I guarantee you all of those resources pay off more than ignoring them. So that's 3. Number 4 would be everything that is in the syllabus is important. Everything. And I know, I've had, being an older student, I get to see a lot of things. So I see a lot of younger people who just skip the first day of class because they're like, oh, it's syllabus day. I'll just read the syllabus at home. Well, no. 1, it's your chance to make a first impression with your professor. If you have any disabilities or special needs or any kind of special requirement, that's a great time to talk to your professor. Syllabus days tend to be shorter. So that would be a great time to pull up and be like, hey, I'm more of a visual learner. Do you know of any resources that might be able to help me? And they might send you to the Disability Service Center or to a specific tutor, or they might even want to work with you one-on-one. The fact that you were there to make that connection is real important. So everything in the syllabus is important. And teachers, I guess 5 is teachers don't fail you. And I know that sounds really weird and really dumb, but teachers don't fail students. Students fail students. Teachers just write down the grade. I know it's really easy, and I definitely did this when I was younger, where I'm like, oh, there's a bias against me. My teachers just don't like me. They want to fail me because they want to fail me. No, that's really, really not the case. Most teachers and most institutions honestly want to see what it looks good for them if people are doing well. So failing a student actually is detrimental to the teachers and to the school as well. So the only person who is failing is you. And there are ways to avoid that. The best thing, and this is also some sage advice from my friend Amy, is just do what the professor says. They're not trying to trick you. If they say, oh, write a 2-page paper, double-spaced, 12-size font, have it in by Tuesday, well, don't write a 1-page, 15-size, double-spaced paper and bring it in on a Friday. Like, it doesn't work like that. Just do what the teacher says. Sometimes it's annoying. You will absolutely do classwork, whether it's writing papers, sitting through lectures. For me, there have been many art projects. There's been whole semesters where I'm just not inspired. I'm not feeling motivated. But you power through and you just do what the professor says, and you'll still walk out of there with A's. If not A's, B's. All right, this is a last one, and it sounds like a no-brainer. Don't cheat. Don't plagiarize. Especially don't plagiarize. Don't cheat. Don't cheat, don't plagiarize. I've seen, because I have an English degree now, I've seen a lot of people do a lot of lazy plagiarism. Copying and pasting, how to, just bits of Wikipedia and whatever. And I get it. I think my time is very valuable. I don't want to sit around for 3 or 4 hours a weekend or more, writing a paper. It doesn't sound fun. I love writing, and it doesn't sound fun to me. But don't plagiarize, because teachers can tell. There are actually programs that they can put your paper through that will catch how much is plagiarized. And yeah, cite your sources if you're not sure. I mean, even Wikipedia usually has, like, at the very bottom, there's like sources, and you could click on that and it will show you. If you go to your writing center, which I highly recommend, they will teach you how to do like actual library, like how to do APA format or anything like that. So they'll teach you how to properly cite your sources. So you went from someone who is plagiarizing to someone who is quoting somebody and giving proper credit. And that's the difference between failing a paper and getting an A on a paper. And as far as cheating, well, I'm guilty of this one. I've cheated once. I tried to cheat twice, but I've cheated once. The first one is I'm very bad at math. Very bad at math. I hate math. I know that's kind of a stereotype for art students. Oh, you know, they can't do math. I really can't. The best way I got around to trying to learn it was trying to treat it like a second language. And that helps it make a little more sense to me. But when I was getting my associate's degree, I took my placement exam online, and it told me I would need 4 semesters of math before I got into a college level, because I'm that bad at math. And I didn't want to take a whole year of math, so I cheated, and I had a friend take the placement exam for me. And she got me into statistics, which everyone's like, oh, statistics, it's a breeze, you'll love it. And the first day of class, I walk in, and the professor is like, if you cheated to get into this class, you'll fail it. So I'm sweating bullets. I leave the class the first day, I'm crying. I didn't understand a single thing he said. And so I had 2 options. 1, drop the class, take 4 semesters of math. Or 2, which is the option I took, is go to the math center every single day, including my days off, become friends with the professor, and just work your ass off. Just keep working, like show the professor, he, she, they, show them that you are working hard. I got a B in that class, and I earned that B. I tried to cheat one more time in that class where I wrote a formula down on my ankle, and when the teacher wasn't looking, I glanced at my ankle. But because I didn't know math, I had no idea what the cheat note I wrote on my ankle was. So I never cheated in that class again because it didn't work. So I am more proud of the B I got in that math class than all the A's I got in my English class, all the A's I got in my art classes, because I worked harder for that B and because I earned that B. So those are my bits of advice. Don't cheat, don't plagiarize, do what the professor says, just power through, really use your school resources, all of those things. Those are my tips and tricks on how to become an A student, an honor roll student. Even if you had a bad academic career before, that's in the past. Now you can move forward. You could be a great student. You could get scholarships for being a good student, which to me still blows my mind that, people are giving me money because all of a sudden I'm smart. Well, no, I was always smart. I just didn't know how to be a good student, and I didn't know how to use the resources to my benefit. So yeah, that's today's video. Again, sorry for being a day late. I hope that was helpful for some of you. Yeah, bye.